kitchen. And I have something amazing and delicious to show you. I'm so excited about bringing this dish to you because it's inexpensive and it goes a long way. It can feed an entire family and it's amazing and delicious. Pero la prima cosa, but the first thing that we need to use is the fadale. And today is all about the birds and the butterflies. We have so much to be grateful for. We have our health and we're alive. And that's what's important. What I want to do is, I want to bring your attention to the butternut squash. And what I did in order to get ready is that I took an entire butternut squash. You don't have to peel it. You don't have to cut it. You don't have to do nothing. But taking your butternut squash, okay, putting it in a sheet pan and putting it at 425 in the oven for about 20 minutes, and then you get this right here. And then what you want to do, that if the knife goes through, then it's done. And what I have done is I have taken the other part and I have cut it in chunks, okay? So we are going to, because that's going to be one of our star show. The next star show, because what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to peel the rest of this, and tomorrow I can make mashed potatoes with this. It's delicious. Okay, so now let's start with what I want to do. This the very first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to start my wonderful pan over here because I want this to start getting hot, and it takes a little bit for it to get hot. In the meantime, while this is getting to where it needs to go, and let me get to the power, and okay, we got that going. Now, what we're going to be utilizing for, because I'm going to take you step by step so that way you will not get confused. I am going to be utilizing 1 tablespoon of lemon juice in a bowl. A tablespoon of lemon juice. And what I've done this morning is I took my lemons and I squeezed my lemons, and then I put it in a little glass container and I put it in the refrigerator. And I use it because then that way I don't have to cut and squeeze lemons all the time. I don't want to do that all the time. Okay, now to this we're going to be adding a little bit of black pepper. How much black pepper? Probably about a teaspoon. Okay, about a teaspoon. Don't worry about that yet. That's getting hot. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get hot. All right, we're going to be utilizing 1 clove of garlic. Okay, and I should have here, well, right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grate this clove of garlic into the mixture that I have of 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and teaspoon of black pepper. To this, I'm going to do a pinch of salt. Okay, so far so good. Good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, this is a meatless dish, but it is packed with flavor and it's delicious. And my husband loves it. And you know, when I first met my husband, he was a meat and potato guy, and I just really loved vegetables. I wasn't quite a vegetarian, but I was kind of going that way. And now, you know, he really embraces the wonderful vegetarian dishes that I make. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to use this 1 clove of garlic. And we are going to, use your grater because we want to grate this. And this is what we're going to be adding to all of this, because this is a 1 pan dish, cast iron. I highly recommend that you use the cast iron skillet for this because we need to really brown our wonderful. The next start of the show, the chickpeas. And what I've done here is, I'm going to put this on the side. I don't want to confuse you. What I have here is I have a can of organic chickpeas. And what I did, it was on sale. You don't have to buy organic. And what I did is I washed it really good. And I have it in a paper towel because I want this to be very, 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 very dry. Okay? So now to this, we're just going to leave this alone. To the pan, now that it's getting hot, I'm going to be utilizing 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, yes, I am measuring for you. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So far so good? Wonderful. All right, so now that we have the 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here, okay, you got that so far, we're gonna leave it in there. We are going to add our chickpeas. Because what I want to do to my chickpeas, and save your bowl, because we're gonna be utilizing the same bowl. And to these chickpeas, what I want to do is I am going to be browning them and making them crispy. All right, so, excuse me, so we're going to leave this over here. Okay, in the meantime, I have, I'm still grating my 1 clove of garlic. Okay, 1 clove of garlic goes in here. All right, so far so good. Remember, we had a tablespoon of lemon, 1 clove of garlic that we grated, and black pepper and a pinch of salt went in here. Okay, so far so good. Now we're going to take a 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. And my yogurt, when it's getting to the bottom part, I just mix it all up because there's no reason to be throwing it away. And I do have 1/2 cup left. So I'm not going to really measure because I know that it's a 1/2 cup left in here. And that's what I'm going to be utilizing, a 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt, okay? 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. I wash these containers, guys, and I reuse my containers when I make soups, and I just freeze them. And after I use it one time and froze it, then I will throw them away. So make sure that you keep your containers. I don't like to throw anything away. Okay, now to this yumminess over here, we're going to do the shifuli. Remember the shifuli. And that's pretty much going to be our wonderful little sauce. All right, because this is what's going to be going into the thing, and we're just going to put this to the side. Nothing to be worried about. Boom, done. We're finished with that. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to bring your attention back to the chickpeas. Okay, so I have it on medium heat. I want this to crisp up, and that's what's happening over here. In the meantime, that is crisping up. Okay, guys, I am going to take. These are organic garlic, so these are small, so I'm going to be utilizing 5 of them. And what I want to do is and hopefully these guys are not going to be running across the house like they like to do that, and then Reggie finds them later, and he doesn't know what to do with them. Reggie's my dog. And what we want to do is we are just going to want to chop this, because we're getting ready for the next step. So this is just easy, guys. It's quite a few ingredients, but it's so healthy for you, and it's marvelous for you. So we're going to be utilizing some garlic. I'm also going to be utilizing some wonderful curry powder, and I'm also going to be utilizing red onion that my husband cut for me, because the red onions and I, for some reason, we just don't like each other. I don't know why. I used to love onions, but now I know that. Okay. So now we just continue to get these guys, and they're popping, and that's okay for them to pop. Oh my goodness gracious, this is beautiful. And you want them, and they're browning. And I know that a lot of people don't cook with chickpeas, but in Italy, we love chickpeas, and chickpeas loves us. And yes, they are a little gassy, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to just kind of chop the garlic, okay? Because this is going to be for the next adventure. All right. This is going to be so delicious, guys. Okay, so now that we have the garlic, and I want to make sure that I have my radishes. We're going to be utilizing 2 radishes, and I have them in, I have them in a wet paper towel, so they're I'm going to put those on the sides, because right now I just want to get that, I want to get everything started to get going over here. Okay, I got we're going to be utilizing some pomegranate seeds. We're going to be utilizing some mint, parsley, and cilantro. You can omit the cilantro, and you can just use the parsley and the mint, okay? So now to this, what I want to do to this, because now this is almost all done. It's so easy, guys. We are going to be taking 1 tablespoon, okay? I have another tablespoon right over here. And I'm going to be taking a tablespoon in my hands. I'm going to put it over here like so. Ooh, my goodness. Okay, well, it got on here on the border, but it's not going to do nothing. And I just kind of want to take that 1 tablespoon. If it's too much for you, use less. You know, this is going to give a lot of flavor, and that's what I want in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can smell the wonderful aroma of curry. If you don't like a lot of curry, I would omit this part, guys, okay? So now what I want to do with this is get yourself a bowl, just the same bowl that I have, and what I'm going to do is I am going to take my chickpeas and I'm just going to move them to the bowl right here. Same pan, same pan, same pan. My pan is screaming at me saying, hey, what you do, what you do, what you do? Wait a minute. Yeah, I know. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a paper towel. Okay, let me move this because this guy's really going, he's having a fit. That's how it is in kitchens, you know. So what I want to do with this is that I want to go ahead and wipe it clean. Okay, be careful, don't burn yourself. I have quite a bit of paper towels over here. All right, and then now what I'm going to do to this is I am going to add 2 more tablespoons. And it's okay if it's not completely all washed. 1 and 2. Let me turn this back on. Power, medium. There we go. Okay. So now that I have my 2 tablespoons of olive oil that's in here, in the meantime we have this wonderful garlic, and then we have the onion. Okay, so far so good. Garlic and onion, and we already did the wonderful curry powder in the chickpeas. All right, we already made the one sauce. Now to this, what you want to do is you want to take your butternut squash upside down, and you're just going to put it in the oil, and you're not going to touch it. But because what we want to do is we want to caramelize that wonderful, delicious butternut squash. So now we have the butternut squash, we have removed the chickpeas, we wiped it off, and we have it right here. So far so good? Yay! Okay. So now with this, we are done with the wonderful curry powder. So we're done with that. Now I don't want to touch these guys because I want these to be caramelized. In the meantime, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe a part of my board because I really don't, you know, I don't want my radishes. Just kind of wipe this off. It's no big deal. And then what you want to do is you want to take your 2 radishes, you want to remove, and I am going to plant these radishes, and I'm going to plant it. Like what I did is I cut this much. If you guys are going to plant these are organic ones, and I'm going to plant them, and I'm just going to put it all the way up to here, the dirt, and then they start growing. It's amazing what nature can do. Okay, so now what I want to do with these guys is I just want to slice these guys. Get yourself a nice little bowl like so, okay? And what you want to do is you want to slice this. You know, the good thing about this dish is that it's just constantly, it's a constant move. So you want to do them in slices. Oh yeah. Be careful, don't take your fingers off. I always have 2. You know, oh my goodness, look how pretty this radish is. So cute. It's a snowflake. I don't know if you guys can see that little snowflake. Aww, I got a snowflake. Sometimes I get a heart, but this one kind of gave me a snowflake. That's really cool. And this dish, you know, the way that this dish evolved, and it's, like I said, this is such a wonderful dish. It's a 1-pot dish, you know, for those that are very, very busy. And if you're working from home, you know, you can have, you know, you can just turn your oven on for 25, put that beautiful baby in there, and you don't have to worry about it for 20, 25 minutes, and then check it, and then let it cool off before, you know, you cut it. So now, with these wonderful radishes, it's going to be very simple transaction with this very little radishes. We're just going to add a little bit of salt. Alrighty guys, so far so good. We're going to be adding a little bit of black pepper. And we are going to be adding about a teaspoon of lemon juice. Just a little teaspoon of lemon juice over here. And then I would probably use a teaspoon of olive oil. Simple, simple, simple. Something that you already have at home. Again, this is not going to be a very, very expensive dish. And wait till you see it all come together. Wait till you see it all come together. Now, these guys are caramelized, so what I want to do is get yourself a nice little spatula, because you don't want this to fall apart. And sometimes you may need to have two. So what I want to do is I want to get in here. Oh yeah, and I got such a beautiful color. Oh my goodness gracious, look at this. All right, because you know I have this inductional oven or inductional pan that is great if you live in Florida, because if you have hurricanes and you lose power, this guy is wonderful for cooking, especially if you have a generator. Okay, now that it's kind of nicey and brown on the top, now I am going to take my onions. Yes, now we're going to take the onions and we're going to put it all in here. And I'm just going to start cooking the onions, not on top. Make sure that you get them on the sides. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness, the smell. Oh, it's divine. Remember, these guys are already cooked. But nothing, so what you want to do is you just want to caramelize and brown them. And now I want to take my garlic. And what we are doing over here, and it's okay if it has some of this wonderful, delicious, amazing curry powder, okay? So now you are done with this right here, okay? We are just going to take these out. I'm going to move this because we don't need this now. Because, kids, we're done. But not quite. They're small. Because I want to show you how this is going to be play out, and it's going to be beautiful. So what you want to do is you just want, at this point, remember I always tell you how to take care of your cast iron skillet. And your cast iron skillet is not going to really stick. And as long as you take good care of your cast iron skillet will take good care of you. What an interesting concept. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm looking for my onions to be translucent. Translucent, that's what I'm looking for. Translucent. Okay, in the meantime, we have this wonderful, wonderful radish that it was very, very simple, something that you can easily do at home. A little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of black pepper and salt. And it's very simple and easy. Over here we have the chickpeas, okay? And then now I bring your attention to what we made earlier when we first started, okay? So we're gonna leave this because we're gonna have this for lunch, guys. Oh yeah, it's gonna be lunch. Oh, I'm so excited. And my husband loves this dish. He loves curry, and this, he just really likes this dish. And especially, with the butternut squash being sweet and the curry, and it's just wonderful. And I have not really treated too much the butternut squash because it's going to have all these amazing flavors. Okay, so now I am going to bring your attention to this right here. And what I have here is I have parsley. I love cilantro, so I'm using cilantro and mint. So what I want to do, you know what I want to do? Let me bring back my bowl, because I did not cut it up, and I do want to chop it up just a little bit. In the meantime, that's working very, very well. So you're going to be needing about a cup, okay? A cup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save a couple of pieces for garnish because I like to make things pretty. And because when you see this, you're going to go, my goodness, this is amazing and delicious. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, we're constantly having to pay attention to our wonderful plate here. That's why when my husband got me this plate, it is wonderful because I can work this way instead of constantly going that way, and I don't have to use so much of that time. All right, so where is my spoon? I'm going to turn this off now. Turn it off. Turn this off. The pan is still hot. All right, so turn it off. All right, so now wait. So now what I want to do is I want to take my chickpeas and I am just going to add them to my wonderful, amazing, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, once I remove it from here, I will show you how beautiful this dish is. Okay, so then what I want to do now is I want to take my beautiful yogurt part, remember that we did, and I just want to just kind of put it in little, just drop it. Just dropping it like so. Just dropping it like so. My pan is off now. Cast iron skillets, they will retain their wonderful heat. So I'm done with that. All right. So then what I want to do is I want to take some of this wonderful greens and kind of put them around, because we got to have our wonderful mints and all our wonderful things like so. All right. And then what I want to do is I want to take these beautiful, wonderful radishes, and I'm just going to lay them right on top, like so. You know, when things look pretty, you want to eat them. And if you have kids and, you know, you can get them involved in this, it's wonderful, because then they're going to want to eat them. And this is such a beautiful dish. And, you know, I like to make everything pretty. And just kind of make it, and then what you want to do with the juice is just kind of put it all around, just like that, just because it's just very little. And then what you want to do now is you want to take your pomegranates. You ready? And I have 2 tablespoons of pomegranates. And actually, guys, these are frozen, okay? So what I want to do with this is I'm going to take a little bit of paper towel, and I just kind of want to dry them a little bit. I don't want to take a lot of the juice away. And what I want to do is I just kind of want to just kind of put it like so. Oh my goodness gracious. You know, I just love food because it's so pretty how God just created all these beautiful things for us. All right, guys, so now let me show you, let me bring the camera to show you how beautiful this is. It is super delicious, super nutritious for you, and it's not that expensive. Okay? Now let me bring this to you because I gotta show this to you. Now look at this. I hope that you guys are looking. Here, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this off from my little thing over here, because I want to show you what you guys have made. Do you see that? Do you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me today in my beautiful cucina. I bring you lots of healthy food. Take care of yourself. Be kind and loving. I love every one of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ciao, ciao, Belly. Enjoy this beautiful, delicious meal. I don't have a name for it yet, but you know you'll get it soon. Okay, ciao, ciao, Belly. Ciao, ciao. Blessings and blessings to every one of you. Oh, yeah. Blessings for this beautiful food. And with this, I finish.